Before we even opened up this booklet, I figured I printed out something from the Zohar. How you doing? From the Zohar HaKodesh and 2 pieces of Gemara. I thought that this mimer was this whole thing about a kuf and a shin and a reish, the dancing letters, and you take the kuf and you take a scissor, and the kuf has a very long leg on the side, so you take a scissor and you cut off the bottom, and you turn from the kuf into a hay. I thought that was somewhere, esoteric. So, I tried it out today. I went to my computer. And anyway, I was going to look, because the Rebbe says to look in the Zohar and the Sefer HaTikunim of the Arizal. So, okay, if the Rebbe says to look there, you got to look there. But I said, I'll look everywhere. Today it could be tick, tick, tick.
Yeah.
How about Google, right? Or
No, I don't go remember Google.
He has it. He has
I have it all clean without Google brings schmutz too.
Yeah, you can
Keep it all clean.
You can buy the thing.
So, that's it. You don't need internet.
Right.
I clicked in this thing, that the concept that's in this in the Basi LGani chapter 9 about the ladders dancing around and getting a little shave, the kuf being shaved down to a hay. I got 419 hits. It's for him. Discussed in 696 places. It's a Befedish Zohar and a Raya Mehemna, and a very, very long piece in the Arizal on the Tehillim, and even a longer piece. I've never seen such a long Gra from the Vilna Gaon. And then, if you want, you could sprinkle in a little bit from Reb Chaim Palaji, and a little bit from the Ben Ish Chai, and a little bit from the Marsov, and a little bit from here and there, and then you get a little bit of a picture of what's going on. Then you learn the Basi LGani, which this year we're dedicated to chapter 9 of Basi LGani, bring it down to Avodas Hashem. It will start to shine in a total new light. Okay, so let's get straight to it. The time is very, very short, and there's a lot of exciting stuff to cover. So let's get straight to the Zohar and the 2 pieces of Gemara. So this is a Achona. We're getting ready for learning the Ois Tes. Again, to those that were not here last week, so I just want to explain that Frierdiker Rebbe passed away on a Shabbos Parshas Boy. Before Shabbos, the Frierdiker Rebbe wrote a mimer in honor of his mother's yahrzeit and his grandmother's yahrzeit, which is also on Yud Shvat and Yud Gimel Shvat. He wrote a mimer, 20 chapters, and he left it on his desk. That was on Friday. Shabbos morning, he passed away. The Rebbe said that this is the mimer my father-in-law left. That's the tzavah, the will for Chassidim. The Rebbe every year explained 1 chapter of his father-in-law's mimer. That took 20 years. After 20 years, it was again for another 20 years. Every year he explained 1 ois. Every mimer, in order to explain this 1 ois, he brought in a piece of Torah of the Magid, of the Baal Shem Tov, the Magid, the Alter, the Mittler, the Samosad, the Rebbe Rashi, the Vashab. In every single mimer, these 40 mimerim. We're holding this year mimer 9, in Ois Tes. As I said, Ois Tes is all about the letter Kuf, and about the letter Kuf goes like this, and
it's a long leg.
There's a long leg, and you got to take a scissor or you got to take a hammer and break the bottom of the Kuf and turn it into hay. Yamult vet als gut. Why? Because the problem, the Zohar says that there's 2 letters that are not kosher letters. They're from Klipa, the Kuf and the Reish. And which is reik, empty. Reik, empty. They took the shin, which is a holy letter. They took the shin, which is a very holy letter, and they put it in the middle. They tried to make because the Zohar says any lie that has no truth in it can never stand. So if you want people to believe your lie, you have to sprinkle in a little bit of truth.
That has 1 leg.
Emes stands good. Aleph, Mem, Tov. They have 2 legs.
2 legs.
Sheker,
1 leg.
everything has 1 leg. It doesn't stand good. Kuf and Reish is reik, is letters that have to do with emptiness. but they pulled the shin, which is from the tefillin. They pulled the shin inside. So this oil is with the Friedrich Rebbe says a person has to take the sheker of the world and make it into a kedusha of the Mishkan, and to make a kesher with the world and Hashem. It's the same letters, kuf rei shin, and just how you spin the letters. And then he said you take the kuf, which has this long thing, and you cut the long leg, and you turn. So you turn it from a kuf into a hey. A funny thing. Whoever took a scissor and started cutting legs to letters. Letters don't walk around. They're not three-dimensional. They're on a page usually. How do you start cutting the kuf of the leg of a kuf? Like Mr. Kuf. Like the Gross says, Koif b'fnei ha'odem. That's why Kuf is Tuma. Tuma is like the monkey that copies the human being. That's what the Gross says. That's why Kuf. Kuf is not a monkey. Kuf is a little bit of ink. It's a letter on a paper. So let's learn the Zohar. We'll learn the Gemara. As I said, then we'll look a little bit into what Chassidus says and what others say. Zohar says like this. In the Sefer HaZohar, Pinchas Afreish Nun Aleph Amadal. Rabbi Shimon Pasach V'Omer. Rabbi Shimon is the master of the Zohar. Pasach V'Omer. It says in Tehillim, Kapitel Samaches, Ge'ar Chayas Kona. Adas Abidim Be'eglei Amim. These are the words in the Pasuk. Simple means that we say that David HaMelech is requesting that the Rabbanu Shalom should Ge'ar. Ge'ar is the Lashon Mig'eres, to scream, to rebuke. Or like the Ben Ish Chai says, that Ge'ar is the letters of lost it. 1 second. Here it is. Gora. Gora means get rid of it. Gora, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Ge'ar chayas kona. We said to the Eibishter, we request that he should be goyed, he should rebuke, get rid of that animal that's lurking against the Jewish people, that he is hanging out in the kona, the bush. Kona is bamboos, or konim. So there's that vicious animal that's lurking behind the bush against the Jew. And we're saying Ga'ar, that the Eibusher should be goyed in it. So the Zohar explained. Ga'ar chayas, which animal are we talking about? Do chaya disachad bo Esav. This is the animal of Esav. Kona, tinyonan de beyoima. Which kona? We say kona, there's bamboos, there's sticks. Which sticks? Taninan we learned in a Mishnah. The beyoim medenos of Shloima Malka Bas Padoi, and the day Shloima, the king, married the daughter of Padoi. Bo Gavriel, came the angel Gavriel. Oh yeah. We're 3 lines on the top. Bo Gavriel, came the angel Gavriel. So Padoi, the daughter, got married to King Shloima. So the war women that married was L'Shem Shemaim. But Padoi's daughter, the Gemara said, and his daughter was not L'Shem Shemaim. She converted to Judaism, but it wasn't the real conversion, it was a sham. Malchus Shva, there were others, they converted to, it was true conversion. But the king of Egypt saw that Solomon is very powerful, King Shlomo, so he told his daughter to get online for that conversion, to that phony baloney conversion, and that overnight conversion, that reform conversion, $79.99 conversion, and $29.99 conversion, and then Shlomo Melech married her, and our sages say that was a terrible sin. because it was expected more from Shlomo. Shlomo should have realized that this wasn't she wasn't a pure, it wasn't like the king of Sheva, that she came and she was thoroughly impressed with Judaism, and her conversion was a true conversion, and was celebrated by Chazal. That wow, that was like a model for a true convert, Malka Sheva, the queen of Sheva. But the daughter of Paroi was not a real. And the sages say that there was that was a terrible infraction.
All Shlomo's Chochmah, you will not realize it that she is not real.
She didn't do it for a Besdin? I don't understand.
I don't know.
How
She,
was
as I
this-
said,
how-
she
how
did
was
it the
this done?
$29 conversion. So that's a separate question. And how did Shlomo make this mistake, and how did the Bezdin make the mistake? But once the mistake was happened,
Yeah.
and now is what we're standing with.
All right.
We're already after the chuppah right now. So now let's deal with the Sheva Brachas now. The B'yom the Nos of Shlomo Malka Bas Paroi, the day that he married the daughter of Paroi, Bo Gavriel came the angel Gavriel. Noetz Kona, he took a stick and he stuck it in B'yam Araba into the great ocean. V'alei izbeni karta deroimi. And on that beam was built an entire city of Rome. As we'll soon see in the Gemara, that over time this beam collected garbage from the sea and dust and rock, and
Became an
became
island.
bigger and became a huge island, and that became an island of Rome. And they were the enemies of the Jews, and they destroyed the Beis Hamikdash. So on the day he married Bas Paroi was the beginning of the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash.
Heavy
So
stuff.
my corner. So we'll soon see in the Gemara. The Gemara brings it in two places, and the two halves of the Gemara click together. And the Zohar continues. My corner. What is a corner? Da duchre da hai chaya bisha. This is the male of the vicious animal. In other words, in the klipa there is the male and the female, just like in kedusha there's a male and a female. Chayas is female. Chayas is female. Kona is male. So Chayas Kona, the Zohar says, is the male and the female of klipa. The islay sitra zeida ba'achdusa de kedusha. It holds on a little bit in the place of holiness. V'do iu kona de noetz b'yam rabba. This is the idea of the stick that Gavriel put into the ocean. We'll maybe talk about it a little more later, but just to clarify it now, that Izal explains that because Shlomo Melech sinned, his sin was really based on the sin of Adam Arishin, and also based on the sin of Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu said, why not? If the Eidav Rav want to join us, let them join us.
Right.
But that wasn't true. It was important to check and to mevarer, to purify, that only those that are coming in should be pure, the sparks of kedusha, and not of l'umazeh.
Hashem
Same
told
thing.
Moshe Rabbeinu, lech red, ki shechet anecha.
Exactly, your people.
Yeah.
So, Shlomo Melech made the same mistake. When Malka Sheva came, that was good. But the king of Paroi and his daughter, he should have known better that this was no good. Because he allowed that the klipa should get juice from Kedusha, Mida Keneged Mida, now there was a kona that went into the ocean, and that collected dust, and eventually Chazal say that Noloy Nismal Atzur Erlo Mechorbono Shirshalayim. V'loy Nishamal Yishalayim Elo Mechorbono Shel Tzur. Lo'im, that's what the prophet said to Rivka, Lo'im Yemetz, that there's always going to be one kingdom that's going to stand over the destruction of the other kingdom. And if a person will tell you Tzur and Yerushalayim are both built, you know he's lying. The Gemara says either Tzur is built, Yerushalayim is destroyed. If Yerushalayim is built, Tzur is destroyed. Now Tzur is somewhere
Lebanon. So
Lebanon,
yeah.
right? So, just to the practical thing here, where was exactly this stick? When I was a kid, I used to learn Gemara. I used to think, so Rome is really like visual. It's not necessarily, there's Tzur, there's Rome, there's this island. Not necessarily these three places are exactly the same thing. Roman Empire was huge, and there were Tzur in the Middle East. Tzur was the powerful city that Rome, that's where the strong legions of the Romans were parked, and from there they went to destroy Yerushalayim. And the same thing, this island that Chazal are talking about, it's not clear if that's the city of Rome, is that piece of land, or some other island that the Romans had a strong station there. But that's, Chazal say that the original prophet Shem said to Rivka, "La'oim la'oim yametz." One is going to be powerful and the other one will be destroyed. So either Yerushalayim or Tzur. So because
Isn't Rome part of it's an island? I thought it was part of Italy.
right, that's why I'm answering.
Today
It could be originally,
its own sovereign.
yeah, but there's no boats that go from the rest of Italy to Rome.
Right.
So that's his question. So it could be it was an island that later got connected to the land. But as I said, it could be Chazal talking about some island that is not known today. That then everyone knew that was like, oh, that's where all the boats, the Romans, and that was like a very powerful station, just like Tzur. Chazal say Tzur and Yerushalayim, one can't be built when the other is built, but Tzur is the power of Rome. Look at the map. Tzur is in Lebanon. Rome is in the bottom of Italy. But the answer is simple, because at that time the Roman Empire was huge, and the city of Tzur in Lebanon was their stronghold in that region. So it could be Chazal talking about some island that they knew which island is. We don't know exactly which island they're talking about.
Next to Tzur, always said Sidon.
Right.
Tzur and Sidon, they're always together.
Right, but apparently the Romans, Tzur was a very big city for the Romans. So back in the Zohar, 4 lines from the top, Chaya Bisha, that there is this vicious animal. The ease law it holds a little bit on in the place of Gedusha. This is the stick which is in the great ocean. And on this governance of the Klippa, it says, Kona Vesuf Kamoloi, talking about the end of days, that there's Kona Vesuf, which is 2 types of bamboos that usually grow in the Yamsuf. And the Eibush says, I'm going to dry up the water, and therefore they're going to fall apart, they're going to break. These Kona are going to break. Kona means Shultana Beresh Lokalma. Usually we say a stick is also a symbol for governance, like Kom Shevet Miuda. Kona Vesu Kona the Zamin Kuchabrichu Letabrele Kona da, that this governance that the Romans have against the Yidden, the Golus, the Eibush is going to break that stick. Tochazi b'Mitzrayim Sholta, that the Klippo had a governance over the Jews. And from that came out many powers to the side of Klippa. The Kula Beroza the Chametz, and they all have to do with the secret of Chametz. Given the Toverlan Kuchabrichu, when the Eibishter broke their Klippa, is Apik Chametz v'al Matzah. When out the Chametz, came in the Matzah. B'ma, how did the Eibishter make from Chametz into Matzah? It's the same letters. What you have to do is, the Mem and the Tzaddik are the same, but the Ches and the Hey is different. So you got to break a little bit the Ches. If you break the Ches a little bit, it turns into a Hey. Bechuta Ze'ida Michula Tovar Ches Chometz Vis'avid Matzah. The Inun Asvon, it's the same letters. Elo, the Tovar Ches, he broke the Ches, and the Ches turned into a Hey. The Hai Chayed Ikre Chometz, this Chayah is called Chometz, Valdoi Ikri Chayes Kona, the Noyach Ladboreke Kona. It's a Chayes Kona. It's easy to break like a Kona. Kekona da b'mad idba b'chuta zira the nime tova keches, in a little break in the top, and you turn a ches into a hay v'savid mi'esono v'have matzah, and it turns into from a chometz to matzah v'aldok tziv, and that's what the pasuk says. Ge'ar chayes kona, that you should rebuke, you should give giur into the chayes gorbe kutshabrichu. The Eibishter made a geora v'tovar ches v'chometz v'savi hay. This avid ches chometz vis avid, and it got lost and it turned into a hay. The zaman kuchabrichu l'tovra l'lahu kana. Kegavna do, similar to that, yisabe ragla de kuf mekona v'yeshor hay. The Eibush is going to break the leg of the kona, and from a kona, what the letter of kona is kuf nun hay. If you take the kuf and you break it and you turn it into hey, it becomes a hey nun hey. So instead of kone, it becomes hine. Hine, oh, Mashiach is here. Hine. Hine Hashem Elokeinu, b'chazak Yaveh, Zerayim Mishal Eloi. Hine schare ito pelos lefonav. My pelosa, this is the peula, the Eibush, the Tovar, the Iu peula lefonav, Yaveh bereglev, v'yeh hine rishon letzine, hine hinem v'goyim. So that's the,
Strong Zohar.
yeah, very strong Zohar. So even though it's like, but now you get the background of what the Friedrich Rebbe will be talking about. Friedrich Rebbe will talking about it, bringing it down in Avodas Hashem. But this is the source, and the Zohar talks. This is the idea of Ga'ar Chayes Kona, to break the Ches and turn it into a Hey, and to break the Kuf and turn it into a Hey. Hey stands for the union of Tshuva, because the Gemara says that Hey represents Tshuva. There's a little crack, a person changes his mind and does Tshuva. And the Hey also represents the Yud Kei Vav Kei, the Hey. Tosh Tshuva is Toshuv Hey, to return the Hey. So there is the Chayes Kona. Chayes is the female of Klippa, and Kona is the male of Klippa. And Debisha says, I'm going to break the Ches and turn it into a Hey. I'm going to cut off the leg of the Kuf and turn it into a Hey. Yeah.
See, the
Friedrich
Friedrich
Rebbe in the Maimah is going to say that we have to do that in our Avodas Hashem. And,
We have to
we'll talk about this in a minute.
Friedrich Rebbe, you learn a lot of Zohar if you go so deep.
Oh, for sure. Book in the Zohar. Like you know,
It's
actually.
difficult. I can't.
Exactly, Gemara Sanhedrin. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak. So the Zohar is referring to something that's already said in Shas. So let's look in the Gemara. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak b'shasha notza shlema vas pare Yora Gavriel Manoetz Kona Bayam v'hela Sirten v'olav nivle kra godel shel Roimi.
That's repeating.
Right, exactly. That's a repeat. And the Gemara in Pesachim says, Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu Gavriel, the Eibush says Gavriel, Gar Chayes Kona. Gar Chayes, rebuke the Chay, v'Kona loch Eda, Davar Acher, Gar Chayes Kona, Shadorim ben Akonim, Chazemena Chazer Meyor, and this is talking about Edom is called a Chazer. Amar Chibarab, and Virchan, Gar V'Chay, Shekom Masech, Tom, Mekulmus, Achas. And she says that the Romans, they only have one pen. Everything is against the Jew. It's only one. They write their things only one way.
A lot of countries like this.
Exactly. There's corner. There's one pen. Okay. Let me go through very, very quickly what the Meforshim say about this Zohar. First is obviously, and the most important, is what the Rizal says in the Sefer Likutim. So, already said before, Bekitza, that he said that Shlomo Melech sinned because he gave a power to the Klippa. He let Bas Pare come into his house. So, Mamela, also the Gavriel brought the stick into this world, and then it gathered, and then the Klippa had the Koyach, and from this comes the Golus. And then the whole thing of breaking this was a Kona. Kona is like, and this when you break the Kona, this whole island presumably is going to like fall apart. This is all symbolism, but there's like there's the whole island is standing on the stick of the Kona of the Kuf. So we got to break the Kuf, and the whole island is going to fall apart. Yes. So that's the whole, and then from this is going to be the Churban of Tzur and the Binyan of Yerushalayim. Instead of a Kuf, which is Klippa, is going to be a Hey of Yud Kei Vav Kei. That's the Arizal. There is a beautiful word from the Ben Ish Chai. As I said, God is Goda. He has a lot of more pshatim, but I just want to go quick. There is a beautiful thing from Reb Chaim Palaji in Nefesh HaChaim. He says, that's why we hate the say in the beginning of the Seder, Hey lach ma'anya. We want to turn the kuf into a hey. Hey. The ches of chometz we turn into a hey, and the kuf from kona we turn into a hey. The whole geula comes when we turn the ches into a hey and the kuf into a hey. Hey lachmanya, the hey. It's all about the hey. Okay, let's.
In the Haggadah that you read, you say hey lachmanya or halachmanya?
We say hey.
Hey.
The truth is, even if you say ha is also hey. Hey. But either way, it's a hey. Either way, it's a, okay. now with this information, we could go into the Maimer and we'll understand what's going on in the Maimer. We're holding a page Tez Zayin. Page Tez Zayin, Ois Vov. Even though it looks like the middle of a Maimer, but it's really a new thing. In the Maimer, he continues to explain the Bir and Emes. No, right here.
No, it's good.
Tez Zayin. Here, Ois Vov. Mr. Silverman, here. Give me your booklet. Right over here.
Thank you.
To explain what's the kuf. Asher ragla small is the left leg, which is left. Nimshach ad lamata mata b'chlol so much kosav garcha is kona. This is what it says in the pasuk garcha is kona. Dinya kona orach shenimshach lamata. It's that long leg. Who the char the klippe? That's the zocher of the klippe. Achai is kona nuk for the klippe is the female of klippe. Pchinas malchus the klippe. Shemakabelas ma zocher. They have to be cut. V'zo garcha is kona. Avodas adam. What does this mean in avodas Hashem? Zocher the klippe is midas loitoiv. It's the bad midas of a person. Malchus the klippe is shenase skupa and idreses. Kabbalah sel de lumazeh. Sometimes a person becomes such a shmata. Shmata is a word in Yiddish. It's like a person who feels so worthless that whatever the Yetzer Hara tells him, whatever the world tells him, whatever he's told to do, he does. He's weak. The person. He's so weak and that the person he's told he doesn't even feel but worthy to stand up against this pressure. There is a person that sins with the whole chayas, but then there's a person he feels weak. That's Kabbalah's oil of klipa. So a person has to get rid of this too. Has to get rid of the zochar of klipa and then a cave of klipa. But tzorech li is chayas kona, ge'ar chayas kona, shetzorech lahachris is a kona kuf. That a person has to break the kona of the kuf, v'lishber is going aritzim, and to break the gaiva of the kuf.
It's like the ox and the sheep.
It's interesting that the Ramban says, the Ramban brings the Zohar in Parshas Lech Lecha. He says, according to his nusach in the whole the Zohar, it wasn't talking about Ron, it was talking about Bovel. But it's either way, it was either talking about the Churban, the first base of Mikdash, second base of Mikdash. She asks, what do you do wrong? The Eibush said that Nebuchadnezzar will destroy the base of Mikdash. So, don't shoot the messenger. Well, so he said, the Ramban says, because he did it with a lot of gaiva. So we also in Avodas Hashem, he gets a tshuva. The Alter Rebbe says the whole problem with klipa is that it's full of ego. That's the problem with klipa. So the idea is to break the kon of the kuf, which is the gaiva, the gon aritzim. And through breaking the long leg of the kuf, it turns into a hay. Instead of kona, it turns into hine. Kuf nun hay turns into hay nun hay, which is hine. The hine moira lagilui. Hine, what do you mean? Hine, it's here. Who is here? Godliness is a klipa is always sham.
It covers.
It's sham, and kedusha is always hine. The agilui in the kedusha l'chein also the shaoz is gal calling you na kedusha shebefnim yeshiro is mochik reine bosaksiv ve'omar bayom hahu. That what do we say when Mashiach comes? Hine Elokeinu zeh. Bayom hahu, that day which Mashiach comes, we say hine Elokeinu zeh. Agilui also the achsh. And the Giluya will happen. Days of Mashiach is through our avodas Hashem. To true, the Zohar says it's a story with a kuf and a hay, and we have to break that kuf and make that island sink. But how does that happen? All that happens through our avodas Hashem. We have our own arrogance. We have our own zocher the klipa. We have our own nuk for the klipa. And when we cut off our Zocher in the cave of Klippa, then we are Zocher for lost love. As mentioned earlier in that Maimer, and also at the end of this chapter, at the end, is to turn the darkness into light, to change the lumas and make Tov and Kedusha from it. Especially when there is nisyonis and there is a darkness, the person doesn't pay attention to it and he breaks through in his avodas Hashem. Then nisyonis, through the nisyonis, and his chazik, he becomes stronger, but the sefes koich, the sefes chayzik, becomes even stronger. I'll say through this mahapch mishtuz zelumaz shtuz kedusha, he turns from the shtuz zelumaz to shtuz kedusha. All through all this is here agila delos and v'amar b'yoma. What we're going to say? Hine Eloheinu zeh. It says twice. Zeh she's gal b'chinas ani havai lo shanisit. The Eibishter, the way it's revealed, will be the way the Eibishter is himself lo shanisit. Where they avoided achshar begash mizdaf. The Frierdiker Rebbe was in Poland for a long time. He lived in Atwotsk. It's a little place, hamlet right outside of Warsaw, called Atwotsk. There was a Lubavitch yeshiva, famous Lubavitch yeshiva there. There was one of the Tmimim that was that the Rebbetzin asked him to take care of things in the house, and she said, "My husband didn't drink already the whole day. He's fasting. Bring another cup of tea." Okay. Came in quietly, Rebbe's room, brought him a glass of tea, some milk. Sure. The Rebbetzin said, after some time, go inside to check if my husband drank the tea. So he said no. So she said, it's cold. Why don't you take away the other? Bring him a new tea. So he brings a new tea. He takes away the old tea, and so he comes back, and he knew that the Rebbetzin was really upset that her husband is not eating and drinking. So he said something like, why aren't you drinking? So the Rebbe said, the Indian von Eskafia. Chassidus says that you have to break the spirit of the. So when a person desires something, you have to break the desire. So this boy was a shrewd cookie. The Rebbe says something. He wasn't flustered. He said, "Kvar nasa chochem umelech." This is a quote in Tanya. The 4 words. It's a quote in Tanya, chapter 15. The Alter Rebbe says there is Eved Hashem and Oived Hashem. Eved Hashem and Oived Hashem. 2 different things. Eved Hashem is someone that is already an atzadik. He already became a servant of Hashem. Kvar nasa chochem umelech. That's the expression in Tanya. Oived Elokim is a person that didn't yet vanquish his evil, but he's working. That's the difference between Oived Hashem and Eved Hashem. So he quoted these words. In other words, you don't need to do iskafia. Aren't you past that? So the Frierdiker Rebbe smiled. He said it like in a refined way. He just said, he quoted 4 words in the Tanya. So the Frierdiker Rebbe smiled. He said, muzdas, ich will das. This Beinani in the Tanya, he must exercise against the klipa. He has that exercise to flex that muscle of iskafia. The Yetzer Hara says do, and so no, I'm not. But why? It's not a sin. It's not terrible. No, because I want to show who's the boss in my house. That's it. I'm the boss. You're not the boss. The Yetzer Hara says no, but it's kosher. It's fine. It's not that. No. It's kosher. But I want to show you that I'm the boss here. I want to show you that I'm the boss. One of the Talmidim of the Maggid came to the Maggid with a problem. He's Marsov, he said he can't to keep his mind clean. So what should he do? And the Maggid said, there's a Talmud, the Rabbanan HaGodl, my big Talmud, go to him, he'll tell you exactly the Eitzah.
I'm in the Carlin.
Yeah. So he came to the Rabbanan, it was the middle of the night. and comes to his house. He's knocking on the door. It's freezing cold. And you can see that someone's up in the house.
And Korban on it.
Yeah, ain't kosher.
I mean, he didn't answer the door.
Didn't answer the door. In the morning, Rabbi opens the door. He says, Shalom Aleichem, come in. He's freezing to death. So Rabbi said, before he could say anything, Rabbi says, you see what happens? When you come to someone's house, he doesn't want to let you in. He keeps the door locked. Why? Because he's the balabas of the house. He doesn't want to let someone in. He keeps the door locked. When there's machshavas that come from your heart into your brain, if you don't want to entertain the machshavas, keep the door locked. You're the balabas.
That's a good answer.
Easier said than done, right? So the Alter Rebbe says that in order to, so we exercise a muscle. The muscle is called the iskafia muscle. And a person, even though something is permissible and everything's good, he says to the Yetzer Hara, no, I'm going to show you who is the boss in my life. Memela, that a person is iskafia, he breaks the spirit of the Yetzer Hara, and eventually he turns the Yetzer Hara around to become a Yetzer Tov. And that's the whole Avodas Hashem of a Mishkan. That a person makes his own life a Beis HaMikdash for the Eibishter. This is the big theme in the Maim of Basi LGani. V'osa l'mikdash v'shachanti b'toicham. The Eibishter says, make a Mikdash for me and I will live among them. And the Chazal say, Loshen Rabim, there's one Beis HaMikdash, but every Jew, he himself becomes a Beis HaMikdash to Hashem. So said the Rabbanan, you control, but you have to exercise your control. So the Friedrich Rebbe, in other words, said that the Beinani, he must exercise the skafia and esabcha. I don't must. If you say I don't must, in other words, you're saying, but I want to do it anyway. So what? I don't must, but I want to exercise anyway. Some people are fit; they keep on exercising because they want to grow. Nach besser. Why not? Why not? So he says, muss das, nicht will das. There was, when you see pictures, the Friedrich Rebbe, huh?
No.
I don't know. And the Friedrich Rebbe had the biggest smile. On the other hand, the Friedrich Rebbe has a very strong presence.
He was very sick in the oldest days.
And, however, there's a few stories that Chassidim tell. They said there was a Yid in Petersburg. It was totally not a Shema Torah mitzvahs, but he used to hang around among the Chassidim. So he always wanted to know what's the Yechidus like. What is it to see the Rebbe? So they said, what do you know? Every Chassid has a question, has an issue. Well, you have no questions, you have no issues. But he really wanted to see what this whole thing. Everyone's waiting online, and they're having Yechidus. He wants to know what this whole business. So they said, okay, fine. So they put him on the list.
Put him on the line.
They put him on the line, yeah.
See what's going to happen.
So it came his turn. He didn't know what are you supposed to do. You come to Rebbe. So he came into the Friedrich Rebbe's room. And the Friedrich Rebbe looked at him. He felt like it was looking through him. The Friedrich Rebbe didn't say anything. When he left, he became a new man. He kashed this kitchen, and he started to keep Torah mitzvahs.
He didn't tell him anything.
Didn't tell him anything. I just looked at him. Friedrich Rebbe was in Tel Aviv. The Friedrich Rebbe was in Israel. There was when the Friedrich Rebbe was in Israel in 1929. It's a famous Nasi who was there for a couple of weeks.
Well, before you got
At
sick,
that, there is, if you remember, in Crown Heights, do you remember there was a butcher shop on Kingston, and the lower part of Kingston Avenue between Montgomery and Empire, Brod and Goldschmidt. Anyone remember? Okay, Shane. There was a butcher shop, Brod and Goldschmidt.
We are very young. We don't
Yeah. Brod and Goldschmidt. There was a time when today you pay. I remember. Whenever my mother used to send me to get meat, she used to say, remember to ask him for some bones. Because bones they didn't know yet. The butchers didn't know yet you're supposed to charge for it. So if you order
It was the free.
yes, if you buy a little thing, they throw in 1 or 2 bones. Buy a little more, they throw in a couple of more bones. They say, remember to get some bones for them. So Mr. Goldschmidt, he passed away a couple of years ago. He was one of the youngest survivors. He was one of the massacre that was in Hebron. So right, his father, there was a Fabrengen. It was a short time before Rahman al-San, this massacre. And the Friedrich Rebbe was Fabrengen in Givat Shol in Yerushalayim, and he was washing the Friedrich Rebbe's hands. And afterwards, he asked the Rebbe Brocha, Mazal Zachzen, we should see each other again. So the Friedrich Rebbe said, "Mezetzach doch, but we're seeing each other now." Afterwards, he told his friends that he knew that this is
You won't see him again.
Yeah, he won't, and that's exactly. Nebuch was killed al Kiddush Hashem a short time later in Hebron.
How many people got killed there? 29, right?
More, I think it was more.
Shabbos, they did it on Shabbos.
Shabbos Nebuch.
Yeah.
In Tel Aviv, the Friedrich Rebbe had the Yechidus. There was a person that was once a frum Jew, and he was in the Friedrich Rebbe knew him in Russia. He came to see the Friedrich Rebbe. So the Friedrich Rebbe sort of smiled and he said, "Medreitzach, medreitzach, mezetzach." He said, in other words, in Hebrew, "Mistovevim, medreitzach." You know, medreitzach, a Jew, it happens sometimes Nebuch that a Jew. But at the end, a Jew comes back. We see each other at the end. So this is the theme of the Maimed. The theme of the Maimed is that a Yid has to build his own Beis HaMikdash, and the building of his own Beis HaMikdash is through Iskafia and Ishapcha, and there is the Shtus of Klippa, and a person turns that into Shtus de Kedusha. And with that, when a person breaks his own Klippa,
Shtus? What does that mean exactly?
Shtus is silliness.
Something nonsense.
Nonsense. So just like in this, person does sometimes things that are nonsensical. In worldly stuff.
No reason, nothing.
So a person has to change that to do Shtus de Kedusha.
Give us
So-
an example.
Huh?
Give us an example.
He wants to know how to do it.
Shtus de Lomas, there's plenty of examples, and Shtus de Kedusha is plenty of examples. Person, this example of the Friedrich Rebbe, that this is Shtus. If you drink, no, but he wanted to. This is like a Shtus, but a Yid wants to do it in order to break the Klippa, the kuf of the Klippa. Vinyan hu. By the way, we're talking about words and letters. Kedesh, sheker, kesher, kuf, the ches, and the ches is turned into hay, and the kuf is turned into hay. There were a lot of Lubavitcher Chassidim that lived in Lita, just like our Ben Sachanowitz. His family comes from Lubavitcher, a suburb of Vilna. So there was a Yid that lived in Vilna, and there was a Lubavitcher Chassid. He had a funny last name, Bimbad.
Say it again.
Bimbad. Exactly, Bimbam Bimbam. So
Make a niggun out of it.
he wrote a letter to the Rebbe, to Friedrich Rebbe, and the Rebbe wrote him back a letter. And his last name, the Friedrich Rebbe put like as if it was a Rosh Tevis. He put like
Papa
this.
does that. Papa does it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of family names that there's a Rosh Tevis. There is Ralbag, Charla, Babad. There's Rosh Lechachmei Poilin, Chachmei Kol Bnei Agoyla. All those last names. There is a reason why there's a Rosh Tevis, but this guy never knew such a thing, Rosh Tevis. He didn't know that his family name has some significance. So he went to the Rov, to Reb Chaim Moise Grzhensky. That was the God Lador. Reb Chaim Moise, because he hit the Lubavitch, he didn't have a phone call, couldn't text someone Lubavitch, could you ask the Rebbe? It was far away.
Yeah.
So he asked Reb Chaim, he went to Reb Chaim Oizer Gruzhensky, and he said, see, I got a letter from the Rebbe, but do you know what this means? My family name is Rosh Toivus. Chaim was thinking and thinking and thinking. He said, I can't figure it out. He didn't have an Oitza Chochma, you know, they could put it in, they could get the results. He's thinking, he says, you know what? You should, next time you write a letter to the Rebbe, ask him, what was it all about? So next time he wrote a letter to the Rebbe, he asked the Rebbe, and the Rebbe answered was simple, that your name is an acronym. Bimheida Yove Mashiach ben David. So he showed it to Reb Chaim, Reb Chaim Oizer. Reb Chaim said, wow, Ge'oinus Kedusha. It was a simple thing, it was his last name. But the Friedrich Rebbe looked at the name, Bimbad.
Bimbad.
So, not Babad, Bimbad. So Friedrich Rebbe looked at his name, he said, oh, we could see Mashiach in it. B'mheida Yaveh Mashiach ben David. V'inyan hu, k'mosh mevai, kvoit Kedusha said, Moira tzemach tzedek barucha. Al ha'posek avoyim yashrist Yaakov yotzot zoporach Yisrael. We already had in the earlier part of the Maimah something from the Baal Shem Tov, the Maggid, the Alter Rebbe, the Mittel Rebbe, and now we're something from the Tzemach Tzedek. It says in the Posuk, Aboim Yashrist Yaakov yotzot zoporach Yisrael, which is the Haftorah of 2 weeks ago, of the Haftorah. Every mitzvah is planted. You plant seeds in the soil. It says Yashrish Yaakov, that the Eibishter plants seeds into Yaakov, and then Yotzatzu Porach, it grows. So what does that mean? This is the mitzvahs. Kachu beziris a mitzvah dishi flu polosa mashkos of Yotzatzu Porach v'agil losa hashayia hine lekenu zeh hu al yedei ziris a mitzvah baris agash mizdavke v'hu bebeizin yonim. And two things why mitzvahs have to be begashmi is dafka. Bei mitzvah mitzvah satzim shenis labsha begashmi is bei mitzvah keniskelil. The fact that the mitzvah has to be done with gashmizdika stuff, we explained at great length in the previous part of the Maimah from the Mittel Rebbe, whoever was here, but it's not negated to know. But there's a second thing, that not only the gashmias of the mitzvah is that the money you give to tzedakah is gashmias, the leather on your hand is gashmias, the leather on the parchment is gashmi, but the person that does the mitzvah has to be a neshama beguf, has to be a live yid. The neshama in heaven, the angels, they can't do mitzvahs. Kim neshama kamosh beguf gashmi dafka. Bezeh dafka uzriyas garan a mitzvah sheidezet nasa pricha. So he explains it like this. There is a concept of isnasus atzmis, a leadership. That a person wants to be, that's the union of a kingship. A person wants to be a leader. So it has to be on, if a person has a big family, if a person has 10 children, he's not a king. He's not a king. You don't become a king over 10 children. If you have some little island in Hawaii, one of the 1,000 islands, like the old days that you had the king in every little island, and you land yourself a position as a king in one of the islands, you have 5 subjects in the island, you're a king. You start killing the people in the other island, again, you're in business. You're a good old-fashioned king. So it has to be melucha is only an am meloshen oimemas. You children, you can't be a king. It has to be on someone which is nifrit. The Eibish is melucha. The Eibish is etzam isnasos. Eina al yedei malochim mekolshkein lo al yedei neshamas k'mashem lamaylo b'yesam bebitl k'mashkosov chayashem el keistro l'ashiramad telefonov. The Eibish's kingship can never be a malochim or neshamas because they're anyway bottled to the Eibishter. So there's not shaykh kingship over there. Ki imam shochas amalucha visnasas atzmo hu al yedei avodas neshamas k'moshem lomata malubish b'guv gashmi. Dafke in this world, there's two. There's the Chaim and the opposite of Chaim. ואפשר לחס ושלום גם בהיפך. הנה זהו בחינת איימלס ונפרודים של יודם וסגלס המלוכה וסנסס עצמס של המיילה מכל האורס והגילוי. That dafka, just like the mitzvah has to be done in Gashmi's dike chafotzim, the objects have to be physical. The same thing, a person that does the mitzvah has to be a physical person. Can be angels, can do mitzvahs, neshamas can do mitzvahs. Why? Because the maluch of the Eibishter is only revealed in a am, in a nation. And neshamas, malachim, they're bottled. That's not. That's. Agam asher ani Hashem lo yishanisu b'tmidius sherizeu amitas in yemakom ha'kamachdesh yagila ze v'gila v'muchesh k'mashkosav hinei lekeinu zeh kol ha'chavecha mara mezbon yagila v'muchesh shelo osed dafke v'hu de'avoid achshav l'mata b'gashim is dafke. So dafke through our avodas Hashem, neshama big guf and gashmis dik things is dafke where we reveal the ani Hashem through our avodas mitzvahs. Inyan hu k'mashkosa k'vayt kedusha sel mer marash neshmos ein malaposek v'avas elu mafticha alkei meshachti chosed. Disa be'etona d've'elio asher havas kadosh baruch hu l'Yisrael shema temesh havas shel shalosh shanim shel asa shanim al shamei shanim enekeim ela avas elu mafticha. Very funny medrash. You might say that the Eibishter loves the Jews for 3 years, for 10 years, or 100 years. It's not true. It's an eternal love. Again, you might think that God loves the Jews for 3 years, for 10 years, or 100 years. No, it's an eternal love. Why would I think it's 3 years? And why would I think it's 10 years? Why would I think it's 100 years? And what's the Medrash saying? Avar Admar Marash B'Hemshech D'Mayim Rabim D'Olam Alosh Nitzchis V'zo Avas El Maftich Ava Nitzchis V'ein Ze Seisel Mashkosa B'Kama Kama Bin in Avas Olam Sholamato Madrega B'Ava Rabba B'Kama Vura She'Avas Olam Me'Ava Achin Naila She'elam Alam Memena. He explains that L'choida, usually we say that Avas Olam is inferior. It's a worldly Ava. There's two nuschos in the Gemara, Avas Olam, Ava Rabba. There's Ashkenazim, Sfardim. But usually we say Ava Rabba is bigger, Avas Olam is smaller, is Ava in the world. From the Medrash here it sounds like Olam means eternal. So he says that really there's two pshatim in the word Olam. Olam could mean eternal, le'olamim, forever and ever, or Olam could mean Olam Haza. V'kam mavur asher avas Olam yava achinayla shelam ha'olam amenav mavared b'zeh sheyesh beis pirish ba'olam. There's two pshatim in the word Olam. Number one is nitzchias. Number two, Olam. V'yesh tein almin. The truth is there's two types of Olamas. K'mashkosa baruch Hashem elokei Yisrael mina Olam ad Olam. Dagam sheyesh tahar ba'olamas adei misketz. K'mashkosa ba'olamas ei mispal tika a'olamas al Olamas. Amna machlals nachlochtem lebei sugim aklolim alma desgal v'alma deskasya. There's in general there's the two types of world, the revealed and the hidden worlds. Alma desgal yehu b'midah gvul v'tzimtzum b'yoseh. Alma, the revealed world, is a condensed. It's a gvul. They're finite. K'sha'ava bam is boinus ba'oyer sheb'midah gvul v'tzimtzum שבעולם תכלולת ומעל כלמה מזה בלעבה הנה מאחמל שעבה בו מצא דובר עמוד דמוגבל ומצומצם לזויסי עבה מצומצם שלמטה מעבה רבה מה שאין כמלמה דסקסיה הוא למעלה מדידה והגבול כמו שכוסף וגמורה בעניין דובר הסומה מן העיים ששיידה בברוכה שאין בו יגבולס בעניין אבא סוילם הלושן נצחי של המעלה במדרגה לא רק בכנס אבא סוילם הגבולה בכנס המעלה כי גם בכנס סויבת. So there's two types of love of Hashem. And they're connected to the two types of oilamas, the revealed and the hidden. When a person's avas Hashem is, he realizes Heim Chayenu, the Eibush is my Chayes. That's called avas oilam, the low type of avas oilam. That I realize that this is my Chayes. I love myself. Which part of myself do I like? My toe, my hand, the nails that cut off. Which part do I like? I like my Chayes. What's my Chayes? The Eibush is my Chayes. So that's but a person, that's not that avas, okay? That's a gvul. But when a person realizes that all the elements are nothing to the oid ein soif, then the avat the Eibishter is bli gvul. So there is The lower Ava is called Avas Oilam, the Ava that comes from the world. The higher level of Ava is Avas, the eternal Ava, Ava Le'olamim. Just like Avas Hashem and Avayid, there could be two types of Avas Hashem. The Ava that comes from the world. My world is the Eibishter. I like my world, so I like the Eibishter. And then there is, this world is garnished compared to the Ein Sof. This world is finite, the Eibishter is Ein Sof. So this Ava is an eternal Ava. Same thing, the Ava from the Eibishter to Eden, there is the Avas Oilam, and there is the Ava Le'olam. And that's what the Medrash is saying, that there is the Ava of the 3 years, which is the Ava of the Oilamas, B'ri Yitzir Asiyah, which is the Ava of the 3 years. There's the Ava of the 10 years, which is the Ava of Atzilus, which is, Atzilus is the world of the 10 Sfiras. And there's the Ava of the Kesser, the crown, which over there, it's all the Sfiras are revealed in its full weight, 10 times 10, which is 100. But that's all the spiritual Oilamas. That's called the lower level of Ava. So if you might think that this is the ultimate of Hashem's Ava to the Eden, no. Hashem's Ava to the Eden is really an eternal Ava, a much deeper Ava than that. Just like the Avas Hashem of Yitzhak Eibishter, there is 2 levels of Ava. Ava comes from Oilam, and a finite Ava and an infinite Ava. The Ava from the Eibishter Eden is the same thing. Let's learn it very, very quickly inside. The Zo Inyan Ava Shal Sholosh Shanim, Eser Shanim, Meir Shanim. The Chayes Keleki Kamoshe Bagbala V'Gimel Oilamas Beya Inyan Sholosh Shanim, Lisa Shabachol Olam Yesh Boi Inyan Oilam Shanim Benefesh Achenin Agim Oilamas Nikla B'Shem Sholosh Shanim. Ava Shal Eser Shanim is that B'chinas Atzilus Batzilus in the Eser Spheres B'chinas Eser Shanim. Amalama Beya Shalim Batzilus Eser Spheres B'lima Meisim Eser Spheres Eser V'Latesh Eser V'Lachadas V'Komak B'lima V'Lamaylam Beya Sharei B'Chdeshia B'Shachal Beya Matzilus Dei Parsa V'Atzilus V'Loshen Etzla V'Somach V'Nikar L'Ma'achtas V'Komak V'Magam Batzilus V'Bagbola V'Ein Zatachlis Ava. Then there's Ava Shamei Shanim is Orkamosh V'B'chinas Akesser Shalamaylam Atzilus V'Klol Selamas Ein Tzav Shalamaylam Atzilus V'Klol Kulam V'B'chinas Akesser Mei Shanim K'mavur B'Zer Al Pasuk V'Chayesor Mei Shanim the Mei Shanim B'chinas Akesser Aser Klol D'Kor L'Aser Ilo V'Ayut Tzviris K'moi Shehu Shekol K'moi Shekol Echet Kol Miyud Hunyam Mei Shanim Achad B'Kein Harigam Akesser B'Chal Oilamas ואם היועץ בחינסים מקום כמגם הסב יש לשייך בחינסים והקופונים חלק הסב ולעלמה ועניין אבא סוילם נצחיס מצד העצמס בלי גבול של המעלה גם בחינס מי ישנו ובכל סנין אסס ולשבמייץ לספילס הגנוזס שמצד בחינזו היא אבא נצחיס אמנם עניין בורך השם אלוקי ישראל מן העולם ועד העולם הכוונה שצריך להמשך מהעולם היועץ העליין עד העולם היועץ התחת the kavana that the Eibishter wants is that each should bring the highest level of Ava into the lowest level of Ava. Sheyurgesh echshu kul echad k'maimer kaloshna maimer gag uritzpa echad mamash to the amidim. You make the garden the ritzpa echad v'zeo beza prusham shavas avas oilam oilam kipshutoi oilam hazeh agashmi she'em mikro yoytzim ede pshutoi u'boilam kipshutoi em shocha b'chinas oilam meloshan nitzchis. In this oilam, in this world, which is oilam meloshan helam meloshan oilam hazeh, we should bring the avas Hashem of Oilamim. The Kitzur. That Oilam has 2 opposite Pirushim. Oilam could be the highest of the high and lowest of the low. Ava Le'olamim and Avas Oilam. So the Avodah Hashem of the Yid is to bring the highest of the high, the Ava Le'olamim, the Eibishter, into the lowest of the low. And that's the Avodah Hashem of making a Mikdash and Mishkan that everyone has to make in our own Avodah Hashem. And that goes back to the Inyan of Chayes Kona. That there is the whole Zoya that we did, that there is turning the Ches into a Hay and the Kuf into a Hay, which is that island of Roimi, which is sitting on the Skoni. You want to cut the Kona so the island sinks. So that's through our own Avodas Hashem and making our own, counting our own Klippa, and V'meila, through that we're Zoycha to make our own Beis HaMikdash. Through making our own Beis HaMikdash, we're Zoycha to bring the big Beis HaMikdash, the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi, B'bias Mashiach Tzedkein.
Amen.
Keep it, right?
Yeah, you could, yeah, sure.
No, we don't want to take it back.
I'm not, yeah, maybe we should take it back. Maybe we'll finish Shabbos. I'm not sure.
You
Shukran.
You make me a million? Make me another million? How was it today? Busy day today?
Thank you, Rabbi.
A lot of people pay $84. It's still Panasa to him.
$8, yeah. I stopped going where they came to the, when he caught him
Mende, una cosa מיכה מוחה באים ונאי מקבל חבורת תהילות עושה פרק ונאי לא יכולים בעד
Thank you.